Hello, class. This is Wednesday, September 30th, and I'm finally getting around to try this experiment. I don't know how it's going to work. This will be the trial run. Okay, so the city was destroyed by Laura. That's the sentence I sent to you to try. Got a couple of people who tried, but I'm just going to go over it because this is the two things we had barely reviewed the only week we had school this fall. So move down, and the next thing to think about, the city is the subject, was destroyed, that's the verb, by Laura, and we have to figure out if this is an active or passive verb. Well, if the city was what was destroyed, and it's the subject, that means that it's being acted upon. If the subject is being acted upon, that means the verb is passive. So we can flip it to check. We should be able to make it active. Laura destroyed the city. That would be active voice. So Laura is the one doing the destruction. And if you switch the direct object, Laura destroyed what? The city, and make it the subject, that makes the verb passive voice. So we know the city was destroyed by Laura. That's the sentence I gave you, is going to use a passive voice verb. The Arvis tour, more many in tour. Okay, the verb to destroy, there's a couple of them you could use, but the one that I usually put on the board is wasto, and it's got the one after it, meaning it's a regular first conjugation, wasto, wastare, wastawi, wastatum. And of course the second one's the infinitive, that's where we get our stem. And then the fourth principal part, that's our new-ish grammar. Wastatum is the perfect passive participle. The adjective form is really wastatus aum. Okay, and works just like bonus aum. And so our two stems whack off the re or whack off the I for the perfect tenses. So now we're going to go to figuring out the sentence. So the word city in the back of the book is urbs, urbis. Urbium is a third declension because it has the is in the second listing. It's an I stem, which means it's just an I in the genitive plural. Most important, though, it is feminine. It's a feminine third declension. So I've declined it for you. Okay, herbs, herbes, you can do that. Decline the noun to see what the different case endings are. All right, and so now we can go to the sentence. The city, that's the subject, so it's nominative. Herbs, was destroyed. You go to your second principal part, whack off the re. Wasta is the stem, and was destroyed would be imperfect, so you put your ba, and then the city, it was destroyed, aris tour, wasta ba tour. By Laura. Laura's first declension. So the ablative a Laura would be Laura. So the next thing I had you all do is the city. Laura destroyed the city, and that would be the active. Laura destroyed the city, urbum. So let's go here. The students, you move this. The students saw the city having been destroyed, and they cried. So students is discipulus, discipuli, just a second declension. Video, videre, y'all are familiar with that verb. So the students saw the city, that's just straightforward. But the city having been destroyed. So that is the perfect passive participle when it says having been. So the city having been destroyed would be the adjective matching the direct object, city. So, discipuli viderunt, the students, they saw the city, urbem, feminine accusative, and so vastatum is from the fourth principal part, just like bonus aum. It's the adjective having been destroyed. The students, they have seen the city having been destroyed, and they have cried. Lacrimo, lacrimare, lacrimavi. That's just a perfect tense. All right, I'm going to see how this looks.